Gwarosa, working to death in South Korea, foreign correspondent by ABC News in depth, being informed that many delivery workers in South Korea are suffering pressure due to their overworks in pandemic 21. Not only delivery workers, but those who's working in distribution sector also suffering due to the overworks and causes death. So they set up a union pressure as delivery workers union to make sure the government companies make initiative for those who are suffering from overwork. This documentary shows us what delivery workers and other workers in distribution centers feel and express from being overworked in South Korea.
In the video of Gwarosa working to death in South Korea by foreign correspondent, reporter Carrington Clark went to South Korea himself to find out the reasons and causes about the tragedies that happened to 21 delivery workers, which known have died because of the overwork. The Koreans called the death of the delivery workers as Gwarosa, which means the death caused by overworking. It became the highlight of the issue in South Korea since the pandemic. During the pandemic, the demand of home deliveries getting increased while the number of workloads getting even worse. Many of the workers are stressed by their occupation since they must deliver all the things to the owners or face a late charge by the company. They are also work 90 hours per week, or some of them work 14 hours per day, which is already tiring for them. This cautionary tale show that the workers being pushed to the limit just to satisfy the consumers and the company profits.
Next, defining and framing the issues. Innovative employees. The innovative employee distinguishes himself through the visionary way of thinking on challenges and shape his idea in a commit and self-acting way. First, the characteristic is a visionary view on challenges and solutions. For example, Hu Wongjia, 61 years old, worked as a delivery driver at Korean Postal Service. Because he had to be sorting and loading packages onto their truck, he had to start work as early as 4:25 a.m. Secondly, honesty and the ability to solve conflict when it comes to conflict resolution and honest. For example, Lee Seong-wook gets an automated message from the company because the company banned deliveries after 9 p.m. but it still need to send a parcel containing food in it. Even it take at least another hour to finish, but he still must deliver the parcel.
Trend in current practice. Bullet speed delivery. It's a pattern that has been seen in a number of other countries. COVID-19 limits and the fear of infection have prompted more people to purchase online. In addition to growing volumes, logistic business competing for business promise ever shorter delivery. Kupang, often described as Korea's Amazon, is winning over customers by promising bullet speed service deliveries made before midnight that arrive the next day by 7 a.m. Packages are supposed to arrive at bullet speed, but uninsured delivery employees claim it's becoming hard to keep up with the demand owing to the rising amount of things. Next is overwork. Before COVID-19, South Korea's delivery employees were already overworked. However, with the release of the Delta edition of COVID-19, a boom in internet buying has pushed many people over the edge. The burden on warehouse sorters and drivers has increased as the demand for residential deliveries has skyrocketed. In the documentary, Lee Seong-wook, which a delivery driver, works 6 days a week from early in the morning until late at night. He also admitted that it is tough for him. Trend in current practice. Bullet speed delivery. It's a pattern that has been seen in a number of other countries. COVID-19 limits and the fear of infection have prompted more people to purchase online. In addition to growing volumes, logistic business competing for business promise ever shorter delivery. Kupang, often described as Korea's Amazon, is winning over customers by promising bullet speed service deliveries made before midnight that arrive the next day by 7 a.m. Packages are supposed to arrive at bullet speed, but uninsured delivery employees claim it's becoming hard to keep up with the demand owing to the rising amount of things. Next is overwork. Before COVID-19, South Korea's delivery employees were already overworked. However, with the release of the Delta edition of COVID-19, a boom in internet buying has pushed many people over the edge. The burden on warehouse sorters and
The sort or type of work allocated to an employee is frequently closely related to individual's performance. A strong fit between people and jobs can boost their performance. The nature of an employee's work is best defined as the type of work assigned to the employee, whereas the degree of performance is the task quality. Employees are pushed to work extra according to a documentary about working to death in South Korea. Even if they are required to work extra, they are paid the same as previously. Furthermore, some of employees die because of working overtime, but their management carry on as normal, simply reducing their working hours. They claim they are not paid even though they spend hours at the start of their shift sorting and downloading their parcels onto their truck. Even though there are rules stating that employees who work overtime must be compensated, the Kopang Corporation is unconcerned about its employees, and they only care that services they give function properly regardless of its employees' well-being. They do not handle the compensation that should be paid to their dead employees and just disregard it.
Relation documentary which you have learned in Principle of Management. Stress and resilience. The documentary relates to what has been learned in this subject. Many employees experience stress throughout their work. This information is linked to the topic of understanding individual behavior under the subtopics of stress and resilience. Stress is individual psychological and emotional response to external stimuli that create physical or psychological demands that exceed the individual knowledge, abilities and resources. While resilience is the capacity to persevere and to bounce back from adversity, conflict and failure.
The degree to which a person finds fulfillment in his or her employment is measured by job satisfaction. People are satisfied with their job when their work meets their need and interests, when their working circumstances and rewards are adequate, when they enjoy their co-workers, and when they have a positive connection with their boss. It's crucial to keep in mind that work satisfaction differs per employee. In the documentary, due to COVID-19 and a surge of the volume of items, the workers leave even later for deliveries and they have no choice but to deliver the item left through the night until dawn. We can see that the driver had to sacrifice their time with family due to growing volumes and logistic business competing for business promise ever shorter delivery times. The delivery driver productivity is closely related to their level of satisfaction. Employees are more inclined to bring their best to work every day in a favorable work environment.
Kupang known as the Amazon of South Korea. According to Fast Company, Kupang has the quickness on delivery service. Despite that, the fact that the company already has the quality of its delivery, this company established a logistic infrastructure across the country that is the equivalent of 193 football fields, and it's employed AI to predict consumer orders and quick and accurate delivery. This related to what we learn from management, which is artificial intelligence. AI refers to strategies for teaching computers to learn, think, observe, infer, communicate, and make decisions in ways that are comparable to or better than human. AI directly contribute to the humanity of production by performing tasks that humans find unsatisfactory. Thus, function Kupang workers can focus on their specific tasks, while AI will perform unsatisfactory tasks for them. In addition, if computers properly programmed, it do not commit errors that humans make.
As we study, every employer is allowed to specialize and equal division of labor or specialization. Employees within each department perform only the tasks relevant to their specialization function. We could see that how Won Jae is forced to load the parcel onto his truck even though that is not his specialization. This problem will make the employee didn't enjoy his work. Other than that, his responsibility have grown, but his pay has remained the same. As a big company in South Korea, they should do many things with their unhappy employees. As example, ensure that personal leave and vacation benefits are competitive. They also can maintain current employee benefits level. Then the company can reduce the quantity of paperwork that staff have to deal with.
Conclusion and recommendation. In conclusion, from the video Gwarosa working to death, we can see that many workers are dying from overwork. It happens when workers must spend more time working overtime and sacrificing almost everything to make sure they have done their work. The first recommendation to overcome this problem needs to hire more younger people or younger employees. The government must then fight to reduce the legal at maximum number of working hours And finally, the factory must improve its technological capabilities to alleviate the strain of overtime workers.
Lesson that we learned from the documentary is, since the pandemic started, delivery workers of e-commerce company Kopang already buzzing with activity early in the morning while people in South Korea is still asleep. The hard work that has been put in by the delivery workers, sorting thousands of parcels, organizing them by address, and later to be sent to consumers as fast as they can. On the other side, we can see that the delivery workers were actually suffering from their jobs, which even more makes sense where the documentary shows how the workers truly feel about overwork until it affects their mental and physical health. Even though the government has passed legislation limiting the work week to 52 hours and 5 days to avoid the incidents of Gwarosa, it still didn't working out much cause the workers still overwork to finish their parcels. While overwork has long been thought to be a main problem, the number of women who have committed themselves as a result of it has risen dramatically in recent years. This matter should be solved in the near future because workers have their rights toward their health condition which they did not get from our work.